Welcome to another S&P 500 and stock market analysis. Today is January 25th, 2022. The S&P 500 and the stock market continue to be volatile, and the volatility most likely will continue into tomorrow's FOMC announcement. So this is going to be a brief short video, and basically just primarily focus on the S&P 500, the spider, and also the ES, the emini S&P 500. Let's go and take a quick look at the S&P 500 and the stock market and see what it did today, and then see what are some of the possible scenarios for tomorrow. Stay tuned. Let's start off looking at the daily chart of the S&P 500 and see what it did today. Today, the S&P 500 essentially closed with a spinning top indecision type of a candle, and it closed down 1.25% or so, 54 points. And the range for today was also, quite large. It's almost 124-point range, and it did close with a inside candle here. And let me zoom this in here. So tomorrow, I think the key thing to watch is to see, will it take out this high here? Now, remember, this high is for the S&P 500 E-mini S&P 500 future, and also the SPY, the ETF for the S&P 500. Essentially put in a poor high here, and today we're also going to take a look at today's high and also got a poor high. So tomorrow, if it break this high to resolve this poor high, then we're going to see would it be able to move up and work toward this 45.45. Not saying that it's going to get there tomorrow, but you never know, right? And if it breaks down below this low here, today's candle low, then we'll be essentially watching for this low to get retested down here near this 4,200. Take a look at this chart here once again. Remember, we were talking about the various levels to keep an eye on. One was this pivot level here, this 45.45, and we saw it broken down here last week, and also this all-time high and all-time closing high. The other thing that I want to touch base on again is essentially from the high to yesterday's low. We essentially saw the S&P 500 gave back a little bit over 12%, and that is pretty much in the correction territory, but it did not close, below that 10%, and it instead it came back up yesterday and only closed down, 8.5% or so from the high. And today it closed a little bit above that 10%, 9.5% above, from the high. Now, the other thing is that we want to make sure that when it gets to here, if it come down to this 39.83 or pretty much, 4,000 level, then we're essentially talking about the S&P 500 could possibly enter, by definition of someone, that have cornered the bear market as 20% or more of a correction, then that will classify as entering into a bear market. So whatever it is, it doesn't matter. That if it gets down to this 4,000 level, that will be essentially the S&P 500 giving back 20% from its all-time high or the recent high here. Now let's take a look at this intraday chart here. This is a 3-minute chart here of the S&P 500. And also we're looking at some of the internal and also the sentiment. As you can see, the S&P 500 open gap down once again, and then put in a low somewhere just right after 10 o'clock in the morning in New York time, or 7:06 Pacific time. And then since then, it's kind of chopping around, stabilized until after the noon hour, essentially 1 o'clock. 1 p.m. New York time, then it started to push up and come up and try to get up to yesterday's high, and it failed to get up to the yesterday's high to resolve yesterday's poor high. And as it getting near the close, the market basically pulled back, and a lot of people probably just kind of close out their position for the day instead of taking overnight. And who knows what might happen in the Asian market and also in the European market. So that's why we're seeing a little bit of a pullback. And as you can see, also the up-down volume ratio early in the morning when it was hitting its low here for the day, the up-down volume ratio once again was pretty negative. A lot of selling pressure. It was 17.5 to 1 in favor of the down volume. Although throughout the day, kind of stabilized somewhere around 1 and 2, still in favor of the down volume until in the late afternoon, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, was New York time, we start seeing some buying come in, a little bit positive up-down volume ratio. Then, as you can see, into the close, we did see a little bit of selling pressure coming back into the market. And also the other thing is the VIX. We saw the VIX actually went up to somewhere around this 36 level early in the morning when the market was hitting its low. Then it came back down, although we're still sitting near the 30 level. The market participants are still pretty fearful of the downside right now. And you can see the put call ratio is also inside of this 0.75, but it did not get above 1 like yesterday. So the put buying is not quite as strong as yesterday, but nevertheless, there are a lot of hedges being put on. And also looking at the advanced decline early in the morning when the market was hitting its low, close to 2,400, more declining issue than advancing issue. Although in the late afternoon, it did, improve, and actually we got a little bit of positive AD for a short period of time. That so for a short period of time, there were actually more advancing stock than declining stock. And once again, as we enter the close, we saw the advanced decline went back negative. Now let's take a look at the SPY, the ETF for the S&P 500. You can see we got this gap down here, and the price came down and pretty much tagged this yesterday's point of control, and that was one of the levels that we were talking about to keep an eye on based on the market profile and the volume profile yesterday on the emini S&P 500. So for the SPY, we essentially also was watching for this particular level here. You can see that it came down. This line is still extended out. That means it did not actually hit it to the tick. But in all intended purpose, I will consider that as it has tagged this point of control. And you can see that it also came back in. And the price is pretty much, confined inside of this value area, yesterday's value area, until the afternoon hour. Remember, after 1 p.m. Eastern time, after lunch, we saw the price start pushing up and try to get to this high here. And right now we can see that it came up to this zone. Remember, that was the gap zone, this low volume zone that was trying to fill, and it filled it yesterday, and today is basically just chopped around here and filled it in with a little bit more price acceptance, and then it closed back right at the value area high, today's value area high level here. So tomorrow we probably be looking for the possibility of it coming down to tag this point of control and see what we get a bounce back up and take out this pull high here and also this pull high, because we're going to take a look at the emini S&P 500 and you will see that today actually formed a pull high. So we're going to see would it be able to come back up, take out this pull high and also this pull high and move itself up to this level here somewhere around 443. So we're close to this trend line up here. So that's basically what we're looking at for a possible upside scenario. And then for downside, if it could not hold this point of control, then I expect it to come back down and once again test this point of control and see what we just kind of chop around here to find some acceptance and start building up more value. The positive thing for today is that we did see the point of control shifted up. So in other words, that means the market is accepting higher prices for the SPY or the S&P 500. So we'll see what tomorrow, with the FOMC meeting, would it also, shift it back down. And again, this is the key level that we want to watch, this low here. If it take out this low, then it's going to be, taking down to this level here. Remember, this low here, we were talking about this low. If it's taking out this low, this 420 low, then we be watching these level down here. So we got this price level down here that we need to keep an eye on the 415, and also we have this gap here, right near the 410 area. And if that get taken out and doesn't hold, then we're essentially entering this area here, that 405 area. So right now, we essentially are looking to see would it be able to come up and maybe move up toward this 447 area, or would it come back down and start taking out this this low here on the SPY. Now let's take a look at the E-mini S&P 500 future, the ES. This is the market profile chart. Remember yesterday we were talking about this particular single print zone here, and also we have this poor high. And right now, essentially today, we saw the price came up and filled the single print and also put in a poor high here. So let me go and zoom this in. So as you can see, the poor high here and also the poor high here still need to get resolved. And we did clean up this single print. And today, right now, it's essentially settled at 43.35. But right now, after the Microsoft earning came out, it seems like the market doesn't like it, and the ES actually sold off a little bit more. So it is actually sitting at 43.06. So it went down another 29 handle or so. All right. So right now we're essentially looking at this point of control here tomorrow as one of the level. Okay, depending on what the overnight session will look like and where the price will open. So if it open below today's settle, then we'd be looking to see would it get up here to the point of control and then possibly come up to this pull high here, take out this pull high and also this pull high. Now that might not happen until maybe after the FOMC meeting, if the FOMC meeting announcement or the Jay Powell press conference will push the market up. And we might be just sitting here and chop around until the FOMC announcement comes out. And then on the downside, we're essentially looking at, coming down and possibly get down here and clean up some of the single print and a poor low, and that will pushes it below this low here, yesterday's low. So that is a key level to watch down here near this 4200 area. So that's basically some of the level to keep an eye on, this point of control. And that would be 43.29, somewhere 43.29. And the pull high, essentially today's high, 44.275. And yesterday pull high at 44.10. If it push above these highs, then look for this point of control at 44.37.75. So here, just a quick recap on the intraday price action for the ES. You can see it opened right near the value area high here, yesterday's value area high. So pretty much open in value and kind of auction, top down and come down to this point of control, yesterday's POC. And it's kind of just pushing around, chopping around here and start to form some value here, right, for today, and establish a POC for today here. Then in the afternoon hour, 1 p.m. or so, then it start to push up. And as you see, it did not get up to the high, nor did it came up to the overnight high. It did take out the overnight low. So it came down, took out the overnight low, and then kind of recapture it and just chop around, around the overnight low until the afternoon. So you can see after it failed to get up to the overnight high or yesterday's high, then it gave back a bit and pulled back into the value area and settle inside of the value area here. So tomorrow we're essentially watching this point of control here and the value area to see would it pushes back down and retest this point of control, and will it be able to stay inside of the yesterday's value area. If it can't stay inside there, then we're essentially looking for this thing to come down and take out the low. So that's a quick look of the S&P 500 and the ETF, and also its future, the E-mini S&P 500, the ES. So tomorrow, the thing to watch is what to get back above this this level here, 442, 443 area, and see would it be able to push up. If it come down, the key level to watch on the downside is 420. If it take out this low here, on Monday's low, then we could be heading down to this 415 and ultimately down to the 405 level. So good luck. Thank you for watching, and be sure to smash that thumbs up for me to help me promote and share this video, and stay safe.